What's up, guys? It's G here, and welcome back to the Grizzly Life Podcast. In this episode, Colton and Chase talk about their morning routines and work-life balance. New episodes drop every Tuesday and Thursday, so make sure to subscribe, follow, and turn on notifications. Now let's get into episode 15 of the Grizzly Life Podcast.
We're live. We're good. G, can you give us you're live?
You're live.
Good. Now that we know we're live. We are having this interesting conversation just now. So we're recording episode 15 of many, first of all, but this is still Friday. We're doing episodes 14 and 15 today, so it's all kind of working together. Fun fact, Colton just went and took a shower between episodes 14 and 15 to get ready for the day. And it got us talking about like our morning routines and what we like to do and that kind of stuff. So, because I just took a cold shower in between episodes, I got a little bit more energy to me. I'm ready to go. I'm charged. We're going to kind of start off today's episode 15 of many, on our morning routines, what we like to accomplish and that kind of stuff. So, Chase was thinking about it the other day. Him and I do a lot of the same things in the morning, but we do some things differently. So, I'm going to let Chase start off with his morning routine. He can ask questions or make statements, whatever he wants to do.
So it depends on the day, just given that some days on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I've got a client at 5:30 in the morning, so those days look slightly different. So on the days that I have the 5:30 client, it might shift around slightly, but let's say it's on a normal morning where I don't have any clients, I'll generally get up at around 4:30. First thing I'll do is, again, kick the sheets off, check the phone, see anything that might have came through. But otherwise, I'll have my oats. I do the same kind of oat recipe every morning. And then I'll usually have that before the gym, just so I got something in the system. And then I'll get my pre-workout mixed up, get that ready to go, and drink that on the way to the gym. If I'm getting to the gym, it's around 5:30. I'll do my lift first. So whether that's a full body, if it's chest, back, whatever the case may be, I'll do that for about 45 minutes. And then I will do cardio. I prefer to do it assuming we don't have a meeting that day. I'll do my hour of cardio, I'll read, and then I'll get showered at the gym, get ready for the day, and then generally that'll fall around 8:39, whether we have a meeting or if I'm in Berlin for the day, doing sessions, consults, where the case might be. So that's a very general way about looking at my morning. I would say right when I wake up too, I'll check True Coach and a lot of our online clients just to make sure everyone's squared away there, or that I didn't get any texts or cancellations right away, but obviously, there's always constantly messages coming in, like I'm always on, ready to go if something happens. But ideally, assuming I've got the first 3 hours myself, that's kind of what that looks like for me.
Fair enough. Solid morning. Getting to the gym nice and early. I'm sure a lot of people are going to... 5 a.m. is a good time. I mean, 4 a.m. waking up. I don't do all that. My morning routine, I'm going to say kind of like the perfect morning routine as far as like if it works out for my schedule, because there are days that it's just different. But the ideal morning routine for me is usually up around 5:15, 5:30. It only takes me like 10 minutes to get ready to go to the gym. Usually I'm waiting on G in the producer chair to get in the truck. So usually, as of right now, as soon as my alarm goes off, I'm trying to get out of bed as fast as physically possible. Just something that I've been working on as of recent. So alarm goes off and like I immediately rip the sheets off and stand up and just like get going. So that's kind of step one. I'll take a warm shower right away in the morning just to kind of get some of that morning grog off and feeling all right. Get ready for the gym. I try to read just a couple pages before I get in the truck as of recently. I try to get to the gym around 6:15. I'm trying to get there a little bit earlier so I can get back here at a good time at like a 7 a.m., 7:15. So then I can kind of get into my real morning routine of things. So I've got a good workout in. I get back at a good time. I've got what's called like a sauna blanket or a sauna box. The brand is Sauna Box, but it's basically like a sauna sleeping bag. What I try to do is get back early enough where I can make 6 eggs, eat breakfast, hit the sauna box for like 20 to 30, maybe 40 minutes if I have the time. Immediately followed up with a 3-minute cold shower. So that way, like I've already really won the day. When I'm in the sauna sleeping bag, I can get 20, 30, 40 minutes of reading done. So I've already self-improved on the day. I've worked on my health and fitness in the morning. And so I try to get all of that done by 8:15 if I can, if my time's willing, if it's allowing. and then get started with the day. From there, I usually make a protein shake for kind of like a mid-breakfast, kind of carry me until lunch. But that's kind of like the ideal morning for me. If I can get reading, working out, maybe some steps in on the perfect day, if I can get, a mile in, which I haven't had time to do that recently. But the sauna and the cold shower, I'm trying to do 3 times a week. So if it works out 3 times a week, great. I've been kind of tracking recovery and stuff like that. So that's kind of like my perfect morning. I also like to try to think about what I need to accomplish on that day in the morning if I can. I don't like to just go to work and just kind of like, well, what should I do? Like I try to have at least, 3 to 5 of those tasks that we've talked about in past episodes, the kind of like the fire list and that kind of stuff of a good plan of attack, whether that's the night before or the day of. So that's my morning routine. That's what kind of gets me started off hot.
Is there any steps that you take, say, the day before or the day of that helps set you up for success to do those things? Because like you said, you're making breakfast, you're getting ready for the gym. Like, do you plan all that out the day before? Like, are you writing your workout the day before? Do you do you have your clothes laid out? Do you have all of your meals ready? How does that look like for you?
I don't do any of that.
All just shooting from the hip?
I do a very good job of keeping laundry put away. So usually pulling clothes out super quick. Breakfast, eggs is super. Eggs are. So no, I don't really pre-plan any of those items. The gym, my workouts, I've got the mindset of I've been doing it for so long. I know what I'm gonna hit, muscle group wise, but I'm more of like a kind of go with the feel of the day. If I'm feeling sore and I just kind of do what feels best. When it comes to my workouts, my goal, I've actually upped my goal in the gym. It's between 50 minutes into an hour now. I just get extra calorie burn there. So I track all of my calories and I'm working out and that kind of stuff, my activity level. So I'm trying to push for 50 minutes to 60 minutes in the gym. But no, I don't. If I was really going hot, I would kind of have clothes pulled out for the next day, but I don't get any of that pre-planning. I just kind of, I literally wake up. It takes me 15 minutes to shower, feel functional, and have clothes on and start reading in the morning. So my hair and makeup doesn't take all that long. So
I would say hat's ready, clothes are ready.
Yeah.
I was like, I just got to throw that on. No, I'm looking spiffy.
Yeah.
Get out the door. Once I'm at the gym, it's all super fluid for me. It just boom, 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 boom. It's the getting from my bed to okay, the food's ready. I gotta make again, same idea. It's if I didn't make the oats the night before and they've already just been pretty much soaking all night, and the water for that matter, it's oh crap, I gotta because I have all my oats usually made on the weekend. So in that way, because it's not just dumping out of a packet and adding water, it's it would take 10 minutes just to make 5 bowls of oats on Sunday versus make that individually each morning. So it just takes a little longer because there's supplements and ingredients thrown into it. But that's what that looks like for me. But back to what you said, outside of just morning routine, I think the morning routine is great just in the fact that it sets you up great for the day. It's not even 8 or 9 a.m. It's you've already knocked out so many different things. But like you said, the fire list side of things, the power list side of things, the things that you want to accomplish that you might not just get done right away in the day, but they're still a high priority. What are those things for you? That could be business, that can be personal. Obviously, it might change from Monday versus Friday. But what does that look like for you? Or what are just a couple of things you want to knock out in a day that, again, make you feel like you lay down at the end of the day, you're I just feel accomplished?
I'm going to go work aside because I feel like the office tasks and the things that I have to do vary so often. One of my roles right now is making sure everybody else has got a clear vision on what they need to do on a day-to-day basis. So aside from being at work and getting stuff done, I focus a lot on personal health and self, growth and that kind of stuff. So if we're just talking as the day as a whole, the things that I like to accomplish to feel wow, today was a good day. Basically my daily goals and stuff like that. I've got a step goal that I try to hit every day. I have an activity goal. So I use the Aura Ring and I use the Whoop. I'm kind of over top on tracking my stuff, but I like getting different metrics. I don't like to rely on one thing. I know a lot of people do the Apple Watch and that kind of stuff. So I've got the Aura and I've got the Whoop. It tracks activity, tracks sleep, tracks recovery, readiness, all that stuff. So my first goal is to always hit my activity goal, which I have set kind of higher than a normal standard. So depending on how good of sleep and rest I get, I have a higher activity goal. It's just how it works. So if I can accomplish that every day, I feel great. as far as mentally, like, oh yeah, I accomplished my goal. So activity goal / step goal, at least 10,000 steps a day, but 12 to 14 is kind of the sweet spot. It's not always easy doing that when you sit at a desk half the day and, that kind of stuff. So that's one of those things. I also like to get a good, if I'm going to be reading and doing my book goal, I've got to find time to read. Basically 50 to 100 pages a day is kind of my goal, right? Other than that, as far as like things that I like to accomplish on a day-to-day basis, I care about fitness. I care about, fitness and health, diet, right? I'm eating carnivore. I want to stick to that. I want to eat good, healthy meals. I want to get my activity in. I want to read as much as I physically can to kind of just further my knowledge in just different areas. And the nice thing about reading too is it gives you a different aspect on what you're thinking about today versus yesterday, different perspectives on life, different perspectives on conversations you have with people. So reading is another one of my top priorities. I have some smaller goals like shooting, target practice once a week, stuff like that. So if I can accomplish that on a week-to-week basis, that's great. And then another, one of the things that I know if I can stick to it, keeping my vehicle clean, keeping my room organized, keeping up with laundry. I know those are like 3 simple and kind of minute things, but I feel pretty good when I have that stuff kind of flowing and that stuff's going in the right direction. So I like to, I don't know if there's really anything else. If I'm eating good, I'm getting good activity, I'm getting a great workout in the morning. That's Monday through Friday. There's a lot of things that happen throughout the day of work, but they're just like constantly moving forward and chugging along. There's not anything that I have to do, Payroll I run every Monday, so payroll is great to make sure I don't forget that. But other than that, there's just, the week's just always changing. And team meetings, right? Team meetings would be another thing that I like to accomplish, and it makes you feel good. But the week is just too chaotic to really nail down a work thing, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Or say, because even in my case, I think I always ended up, when the free time does present itself, I'm like, oh, I could read and do cardio now, because it's steps. It's like, well, hell, I'm burning fat, and now I can get my books in, and I can continue to build on that goal, given that's probably my biggest goal this year. I don't say like, oh, I have another hour, so I'm going to work out another hour. Like, I don't just believe in that much volume of things, so I don't want to go through all that again. But to your point, another thing where it makes me feel better about the day, it's like I got something accomplished outside of just the fitness side of things. If I am able to write down kind of my power list of things and know like, this is the first thing I have to get done today, and the rest of these things are like this impacts other people, like this impacts another manager, this impacts another staff. Get this knocked out first. If it's a meeting, feel good about that. Get them kind of set on, like, say we're at the start of the quarter now, so I want to knock out like all my one-on-ones. Once all the one-on-ones are done, it's like, awesome, good. I've got that covered now for the next 90 days. Everyone knows the vision. That's obviously not day-to-day, but still like a weekly check-in. Again, sending a message to like the group chat of trainers, just connecting, making sure everyone feels good for the day. Small stuff like that, but it just helps in the grand scheme of things. Reaching out to a couple of clients during the week or during the day just to, again, keep tabs on everything. Very small in the grand scheme, but if you kind of let them all pile up in the day, then it's like, oh, hell, I only have 30 minutes to get all these things done, and it feels more, I guess, daunting in that sense versus, well, it's only noon. I was able to knock out all like the small, like more ticky-tack things, and I can focus now on the next 4 hours a day of, okay, let's do like this project that's like a big overarching project. I can knock out one of the 20 pieces, and then over the course of the month, it's like, well, it's the end of April now. Like now I have all these small things done, and that's even more time management than it is just feeling accomplished. But I think they kind of go hand in hand. Like if you can put the big things first, kind of like the videos you always see now where like they put the rocks in, then they put the dirt in, then they put the sand in, they put the water in. It helps in the grand scheme. A, not get overwhelmed, and B, you can feel really accomplished and you are able to take care of everything and not just push it all off to the end and make it feel overwhelming.
Yeah, that's fair enough. No, I think we've definitely got some solid. This is one of those things that I feel like I'm constantly working on to, we talk about being 1% better and improving yourself. Like, kind of the ideal. This is one of those things that I'm always constantly trying to make better and make work, I don't know, differently. I'm not trying to add to the list. I'm not trying to have 20 things or 30 things that, like, if I accomplish all of these things, it was a great day. If I get our podcast recorded and I get a great workout, I've won the day. I just like to add all these other little things. My water intake. I like to do 1.5 gallons a day or 1 gallon a day, like stuff like that. So it's going to be different for everyone. You figure out what works for you. It doesn't need to be a morning routine. Maybe you're more of an evening person, late riser, whatever it is. Maybe you work out in the evenings and all that stuff. But figure out what works for you and go from there. But while we're at it, we can, I know another thing that you wanted to touch base on was kind of like work-life balance and that kind of stuff. And I don't think we've got I'll say this ahead of time. I don't think we've got a whole lot of time left. I think we've got like another 5 minutes to record and we'll probably be hopping off of here. But work-life balance is a conversation that we've had, and it's interesting to talk about because it's difficult with like relationships and like personal and family relationships, all of that kind of stuff. It's not easy all the time with work-life balance. And one of the guys that I follow and listen to, he just says typically like there's no such thing as work-life balance. It just doesn't work that way. And us, the people in this room, we like to work, and that is a lot of what my life is about. Is like this company, and I, even when I'm trying to go to bed at night, I'm concerned about the people on my team. If Chase had a bad day and he tells me at 8:00 at night, it affects me personally. And that's not Chase's fault, and it's not he shouldn't have to care about that. But I'm thinking about this company all the time, and I'm concerned about my people, and I want to make sure my people are good and happy and like things are going in the right direction. Like that's how I care about my team. So when you try to talk work-life balance, the guy that I follow is kind of saying the more lopsided it is, the better that part of your the better that thing probably is. So like if my
work life choosing one or the other.
Yeah. So if my personal life is excelling, my business probably isn't excelling. And if my business is excelling, my personal life is probably on hold, right? Like it's not easy to have the perfect balance. Now, people will argue that, as you get older, you want to be prioritizing vacations and time off and family and sporting events for your kids or whatever. I get all of that. I just, I don't know, especially at my age and what's going on. Basically, my life is my work and my work is my life. Like that's all I care about. That's what I prioritize. And I think you have to be passionate about it as well. Like you need to care about what you do, not to a point where, there's something that everybody's passionate about. And I don't know, it's difficult. Work-life balance, at this point in my life, I don't see much of a work-life balance. A lot of my life revolves around our company and our team and all of those things, right? So
I think to the point you were making, you touched on really lightly there, saying the things you care about. I think work-life balance is just ultimately the wrong title to put on it. I think it's just people try to put their hands in multiple baskets all at the same time just for the sake of like diversifying, or it's like, I'm going to do this thing for like an hour a week just for the sake of doing it, and it's something different. But it's just like, do the things you do care about. So again, take your hours of the day that you are with your family and then fully commit to them in that time. Like you don't have to do work during that time. Same difference with work. Like once you're there, like I'm locked in for this 8 hours a day or 6 hours a day, whatever that work day looks like for you. But it's not like just I'm taking time for myself for the sake of taking time for myself. Like do things you care about and then go 100% in on those things. And that should be personal and that should be professional for that matter, I think.
Yeah, I agree with that. You just need to, if we're going to talk about like work-life balance and how to accomplish that, I do think that is the right approach to take, right? Like focusing on what's at hand and going all in on that, not going out for dinner and being on your phone texting your clients. Like if you're going out for dinner with a spouse or your family, focus on what you're focusing on. You don't need to try to always, I think if you look at it from that lens, so there definitely is a balance to it in figuring it out. I just don't know that it's necessarily going to be 50-50, right? Like
yeah.
And I think that's kind of what we're saying too, is there's never really going to be a perfect balance of like, I get this much time working on my life and I get this much time on work and those other things. But I would like to say too, generally speaking, the more that you can have your personal life dialed in as far as like your personal health and fitness routines, your diet, your workout regimen, whatever it is, I think it goes hand in hand with a better work life too. Whether that's like working out and you're less depressed or have less, health
Anxiety.
issues, like that kind of stuff because of it. That's one aspect, but also just getting in a routine and having a schedule for yourself. Not that everything needs to be planned out. I think it just directly correlates how happy you are at work as well. If you're getting a great workout routine in, if you're eating healthy, if you're following a plan, if you're seeing good progress in your personal life, it directly reflects your work life as well. And I think it just makes work better. Now, if you're sleeping in and you're showing up to work a little bit late and then you're going home and you're like not bettering yourself,
Continually
work
falling
is
behind.
Yeah, it's going to just kind of keep snowballing. So it's important to think about that too. I'm not just preaching being the best version of you and go out and eat good and be healthy. Like, I think those things are just going to benefit your life all around. So kind of take that for what it is or for what it's worth. But work-life balance isn't always going to be balanced. It's not easy to figure that out. Just whatever you're focused on, focus on it and go for it, that kind of stuff.
All right, so my last point I'll probably make to that as well then, and then we can wrap it around here is if you surround yourself with more people, especially on the family side, that can be work as well, that share in that mentality and understand that you are, again, not that it's 50-50, but they understand like you're giving it all in the hours of the day that you are doing work, but then you're also fully present in the hours that you're, again, taking for yourself or taking for other people. That's going to help all the more where you don't feel guilty where you're like, oh, I didn't like do this for work. Like I should have focused more at work today, or I should have been more present when I'm like with the family or we're doing something for fun this weekend. So I think surround yourself with not just like-minded people. Like if you're on the side where you're like, I feel like I have no balance, like I'm not excelling at either side, find those people and find those sources, whether that's friends or if that's influencers, outlets that are continually like putting in what they need to and being efficient with their days.
Yeah. Fair enough. Well, let's wrap up episode 15 of many. I know Chase has got to get going to a consult, and I got to get ready for our Park Falls day. I got to go get that treadmill loaded up in the trailer, or in the truck bed, actually. So, that being said, if you want to follow me on Snapchat, it's colton.burt, COLTON.BURT. Instagram and Facebook is coltonburt19. Again, we appreciate you guys tuning in. We would ask that you share this with anybody if you feel that they'll get value from this. We appreciate the support. Check out our website, thegrizzlylife.com. Our email is marketing@fitnessgrizzly. We really appreciate your feedback. We look forward to hearing from you. We want your questions. We want your honest opinions, all of that kind of stuff. Help us spread the word. Again, we're just practicing getting the flow of this, but we appreciate you. I'll let Chase throw his socials out there, and then we'll see you next time.
Looking for me on Snapchat, Facebook, and Instagram, it's going to be just my name, Chase Mastricola, ChaseMastricola. And like Colton mentioned, be sure to share around and reach out to us directly, leaving your comments, and it's awesome to see. But otherwise, go out, crush the back end of the week here, and we will see you guys next week.